I spoke to 31 social entrepreneurs in major US cities, so I covered Boston, New York, San Francisco, and LA. All the people that I spoke to had started their enterprise being 34 years or younger. They have a sustainable business model, and the main reason they started the enterprise was solving a social problem. Of course, it was crucial in getting this going on the West Coast. Impact Hub actually made those first introductions and helped me get the first interviews, so very helpful. I found something that gives me hope that social entrepreneurs can be made. Now the making may need to happen a bit earlier than I was initially thinking. But there are certain experiences and certain frameworks that we can create that can create new generations of social entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurial muscle memory is a thing, and an entrepreneurial muscle memory is something that is created through certain formative experiences that instill the confidence in entrepreneurs to be, that helps them later on get past those inevitable trying moments that any entrepreneur needs to go through. Those experiences that have occurred between 10 and 14 years old, based on the information that I gathered. To give you an example, one of the entrepreneurs I spoke to, when she was 12 years old, she really wanted to do ballet. Her parents couldn't afford it. So she needed to find a way to make it happen for herself. So she created a small business around it. She started babysitting, put up flyers, and eventually she afforded this. And saw that when you put enough effort and when you're persistent enough, you can make something happen. And then this was one small challenge that she managed to overcome, which gave her the confidence next time she faced a bigger challenge. And all those challenges increased in magnitude, so when the time came, when she was supposed to build a real enterprise, she already had that confidence that enabled her to go through all the obstacles that come across during the initial years and of course later on. Their experience navigating and also seeing their parents navigate that experience, all those people witnessed their parents going through the uncertainty and also going through the process of providing a living for their families and starting off very often from the bottom and building their way up was a very, very strong experience for the children. And you can notice the difference with siblings, where the older siblings that were able to witness this whole process had a higher entrepreneurial tendency compared to their siblings.
Interesting.
They witnessed the process of putting a lot of effort into something and putting a lot of work and not giving up and seeing results come out of this. And also being comfortable with living in uncertainty and being comfortable with dealing with change. So something that was quite common for the serial entrepreneurs was very strong problem-solving skills. A few of them came from an engineering or a science background. Or in general, they were just trained to notice problems and to think of solutions or ways to address those problems. And entrepreneurs in general are very curious people. And when they see a problem, they cannot stop obsessing over it and they constantly think of ways to tackle it. So many of the serial entrepreneurs had that strong problem-solving mentality. Communication is often underrated, but it's so important, especially in the beginning. You are building a new idea and you need to be able to communicate it in a very powerful manner. You need to sell it to customers, you need to sell it to your team, you need to sell it to investors, to stakeholders, basically to everyone. And you need to be very concise and persuasive about it. So many of the entrepreneurs had a strong writing background, and those that did not usually had a co-founder or core team member who had strong communication skills. Successful social entrepreneurs understand that networking is a two-way process, and you need to be able to provide something of value to another person in order to get something that helps your cause.
Right.
So they understand what their unique contribution can be, and they approach new relationships in such a manner. Successful social entrepreneurs that have managed to get people on board with their cause are authentic and genuine, and they can show that they really care about their cause and they're consistent about it. So they work on something over time and they're able to show progress, which kind of gives this sense of credibility that can get other people involved and that can inspire others to support these social entrepreneurs in furthering their mission. Bootstrapping.
Okay.
Almost everyone bootstrapped, and as painful as it is to go through that process in those initial 2 or 3 years, looking back, they all find it to have been sort of a blessing in disguise. Being forced to work with very limited resources help these entrepreneurs build processes that are very lean and efficient, and organizations that are able to operate with low cost. All of those social businesses now have a strong earned revenue component. Having that low cost structured and an efficient and lean process helps in making earned revenue possible. This is something that one of the social entrepreneurs shared with me. She said, go and solve a real problem. Stop entering business competitions, stop taking entrepreneurship courses, just build something that delights someone.